remember hearing an interview with Dr. Sachs a long time ago. I don't even remember where it was, but it sort of struck me. He said he was a resident, they were house surgeons in England, I think, and his senior doctor came and said, Sachs, there's a delirium in room 6. Take a look at it. And Dr. Sachs said he wasn't told it was a man, woman, or a young or old delirium. There was no human thing. It was just a case of delirium. He said, very common in those days to refer to appendectomy in room 8. You did not get any information about the patient, and that bothered him. And therefore, I think everything he did, it was about people. They happened to be his patients, but it was all about people. And then his communication of that also shows you the humanity. So now, in science, I think we deal with this at 2 levels. One is when you deal with your colleagues, with your students or your collaborators, you can be so deeply engrossed in your ideas and excited about them that you can very easily overlook your obligations to your colleagues. You can run with your ideas without taking the team with you. So that's the one level. But the second level, perhaps, is communicating your ideas. When you talk about your work in a forum where you're trying to change people's minds, you're not just showing how much you know, but you're trying to change people's minds. There, being aware of the human aspect of your discovery or science becomes important. But ultimately, what does your science mean to anyone other than you and your close colleagues? Being in a hospital environment had a big impact on my research. Before that, I was in Aberdeen, University College London, at Yale. I was more immersed in neuroscientists. But coming to Mass General, there was a big exposure to clinicians who were also scientists. So my research theme changed while at Mass General, particularly my interactions with neurologists. I became interested in neurodegenerative diseases such as Huntington's disease, and then another neurological disorder called dystonia, which is a movement disorder. And my interactions with child psychiatrists led me into neurodevelopmental disorders, ADHD, autism, mostly ADHD. So I find that my stay at Mass General has had a significant impact on the research program that I'm pursuing now at FSU by bringing in a clinical perspective that I would not have had had I not been at Mass General. By nature, science is a very private, personal kind of an endeavor because you're chasing a question, whereas medicine, on the other hand, you're in direct contact with the patient. So scientists may have that liberty of being removed a little bit by people that ultimately will benefit from it. But in medicine, it's certainly different.